But grab audio soundbite number 1. Folks, we put together grab our summary. I want first to play our summary of our summary of Obama's press conference yesterday. It took an hour. He didn't get one question from the media about the rollout of Obamacare. Not one, which is an utter disaster. I'm going to tell you something. It is so bad. They are so worried in the drive-by media that it isn't working. And by the way, why isn't it? Have you heard how much money they spent on this website? $600 million. I think. Let me double check the actual number here. $634 million to develop a website. Do you think that's what developing a website costs most people? $634 million, and it still isn't working. It is in such bad shape that drive-bys are worried about the optics. They're worried about all the testimonials of people that can't get in. And by the way, those who can't get in, some of them can't get out. Some of them, the website won't release them. I kid you not. So the drive-bys are out suggesting, well, you know what the fix for this is? Let's just go single payer. Let's just make this. And I think that this is all by design. And I've said so from the beginning. The purpose here is to wipe out the private sector insurance market. It is to make getting health insurance so difficult and so complicated, so complex, that people finally, in frustration, throw up their hands and say, single payer. Why don't you guys just handle it all? It's what Obama ultimately wants the U.S. healthcare system to be anyway. And I think, because if you know you've got 3 years to design a website, you got 3 years to get it right, and you don't, nobody's that incompetent. I realize that they don't have the best talent at government. Private sector does. But 3 years? And now we've learned today that Obama was told it wasn't ready. He didn't care. He didn't launch it anyway. Chaos is what we want. He's not quoted as saying that. This is the mindset. But this press conference yesterday, where all of you people think the Republicans are losing on this shutdown business, hell, they may be being blamed for the shutdown. I don't know. But at the same time, the people do not think the shutdown's the end of the world. That's a holdover from the 90s. That's a dream by the media that the American people think that the worst thing could ever happen to them is a government shutdown. Oh, my God, oh, my God. Now, to people like Andrea Mitchell or anybody else that drive by media, the government shutdown is the end of the world. I mean, that's the end all to them. Government this, government that, and it's not world. Oh, my God, oh, my God. Most people, it's not that way. So Obama goes out, does this press conference yesterday. And it's mean, and it's juvenile, it's petulant, it's spoiled little kid type thing. Now, I asked Cookie last night to put together a montage because I remembered Obama back on January 12th of 2011 in Tucson. The tribute to the Tucson shooting victims, including Democrat member of Congress Gabby Gifford. You remember Obama went out to Tucson, made a speech. He implored people to stop all this partisan bickering, that we had to do it for Gabby, and that we had to raise our standards. We had to lift up our language. We had to start getting along. We had to start talking in ways that eliminated the sharp polarization that was in our country. And remember what he was playing off of. What he was playing off of were lying reports in the media that Sarah Palin's website was responsible for that shooting. So the media had that story out, so he goes out to build off of that. We've got to stop this kind of mean-spirited talk. Well, that's exactly what he engaged in yesterday. So we put together a montage, and the title is, What Happened to Mr. Civility? What happened to the guy who wants us to all get along.
At a time when our discourse has become so sharply polarized.
Extortion, insane, catastrophic, chaos.
We are far too eager to lay the blame for all that ails the world at the feet of those who think differently.
You have some ideological extremists, extreme Republicans.
It's important for us to pause for a moment.
We're not going to pay a ransom. You don't pay a ransom. Demand a ransom.
And make sure that we're talking with each other in a way that heals.
You do not hold people hostage.
Not in a way that wounds.
Ransom taking or hostage taking.
Usher in more civility in our public discourse.
Burn down the plant or your office.
Only a more civil and honest public discourse can help us face the challenges of our nation.
I'm going to burn down your house.
Not on the usual plane of politics and point scoring and pettiness.
Tea Party Republicans flirted with the idea of default, a nuclear bomb.
We should do everything we can do to make sure this country lives up to our children's expectations.
You're just a deadbeat.
So which is the real Obama? Mr. Civility of 2011, January 8th, or this embarrassing childlike temper tantrum that we got yesterday that was filled with amazing untruths, such as defaulting on the debt if we don't raise the debt limit. By the way, I'm not saying don't raise the debt limit. That's not my argument. But we're not going to default if we don't. We have plenty of revenue coming in to pay the interest on the debt if the debt limit isn't raised. It's not the catastrophe that he's trying to make it out to be.